This is a very broken card. That's why I feel that sooner or later, this will leave the planet. Just kidding. What's up, RespectYGOers? It's me, Arcknight, and today I'm going to share my deck profile featuring the deck that I used when I won first place in ranking last week, which is Manadome Spright. But before that, let's watch this intro video. Start with my monster lineup. I have 3 Manadome Realm Heart. It searches any Manadome card, so you can also search your monsters in case you already have your spells or traps in your hand. It can also destroy your Manadome Meek and Manadome Hearless on your field. So in case you don't have Visa Starfrost, then you can still use their effects. I also have 2 copies of Visa Starfrost. Based on my experience, 3 copies is brick, and I don't want to have no copies in my deck. That's why I have 2 copies here. And then I also have 1 copy of Scarecrow Richard. This is one of your starters when it comes to your level 10 synchros when you start to climb from Manadome to Scarecrow. 3 Manadome Hearless. 3 copies just to make sure that you have targets from your deck in case that you draw some copies in your hand. 3 Manadome Meek. So this is like the better Hearless because number 1, it's water attribute. That means you can use it when you summon the Ice Age Synchro. At the same time, it can also increase its level by up to 2 when you use its effect to summon another copy from your deck. So that means you can easily synchro climb to your preferred synchro monster. Spright package. So I have 1 copy of Spright Blue, 1 copy of Spright Jet, 1 copy of Spright Red, and 1 copy of Spright Carrot. Why only 1 copy is Arcknight? Before, I made 3 copies of blue because my thinking is that if I have a level 2 Manadome, this can act as a bait for hand traps like Ash, Nibiru, and the opponent most likely would negate this search effect. But during testing in tournaments, I find myself clogging my hands with lots of Spright monsters to the point that I felt that I'm already playing Spright deck or Spright deck. So just 1 because when you reach your combos, you would be able to have a way to summon Gigantic Spright, which can, or maybe 2 level 2s, which can lead to you searching this anyway as a backup plan. But you don't want to draw many of this because you still want to try drawing your Visa Starfrost and this one. We have 3 Ash Blossom Enjoy Spring, 3 copies because it not just acts as a hand trap for your opponent combos when you go second, but also going first when they start to maxi you on standby phase or main phase. So this can negate maxi, right? Because maxi exists in OCG. And then maxi so that you can tame their combos if they decide to swarm. 3 Draw and Lock Bird, right? A lot of decks right now searches like Flunderies, Kashtira to an extent because when they climbed from Planet Pathfinder and you chain Draw and Lock Bird right after the search, then the searched field spell would have to wait another 2 turns for them to be able to use that. And if their combo relies on searching that field spell to search the unicorn, then that basically shuts their turn. I have 3 Prime Planet Calarium. So 3 copies because it searches your combo pieces. It can search Manadome Realm Heart, which can eventually search Manadome Meek and Manadome Hearless. It can also search Visa Starfrost. I have 2 copies of Manadome Obsession. So this card destroys your monster and searches your Prime Planet Calarium, or if you have an existing Prime Planet Calarium, you can search any Manadome spell or trap, like your Counter Trap, other spell cards, or other traps. Now, Arcknight, why only 2 copies? Okay, initially I played 3 copies for maximum consistency, but I realized this card is only a hard once per turn card. Meaning to say, if you draw 3 copies, because that's the reason why you main 3 copies of a card, it's for consistency. But just in case that you draw multiple copies, then one of them will be dead already. The Pringle Planet for Scarecrow. 1 copy because it is searchable by our Scarecrow Lightheart. You don't want to main multiple copies because you only main 1 Scarecrow Richeheart. It's part of the combo piece when you go with the Visa Starforce route, which we will show later. And then I also have these deck cards. I have Terraforming and this Planet Pelerino. Pelerino is not for Tearlaments, but this searches Visa's Starfrost. Just so you know. Okay. So, and 1 Terraforming, because if you're in a situation where you have Terraforming and then you have this in your hand, and of course you don't want to search this because eventually once you land to Visa Starfrost, you would be able to search this. So it's just either this or this. So Terraforming can search this so that this copy can search Manadome pieces instead. Scarecrow Arrival. Arrival can revive your Visa Starforce from the graveyard or your Scarecrow Richeheart. 1 copy because you don't want to draw multiples. Initially, I put 2 copies, but I still end up drawing 2 copies. It's still brick anyway. So, just main 1 just to reduce the chances of drawing it. Because if you draw it already, then you will lose the draw effect and search effect of Straight Heart because it's already in your hand. You don't have to search anything. You can't search anything anyway. So if you draw this card, perhaps you're just plain unlucky. And then I have 2 Called by the Grave because this deck hates Maxi, Jolly Lockbird, Ash Blossom, and the like. 1 copy of Sprite Starter. So I have this copy, although it interferes with your combo because you're reliant on someone in synchro and you don't want to activate this first because that will prevent you from swarming already. But this is here because just like what I mentioned earlier, 1 card Prime Planet Calarium can lead to a complete Sprite combo that can land on Sprite Elf and IP Mascarena. Reinforcement of the Army. Why Rota? Because you can search Manadome Heart, this is a warrior monster, and then Scarecrow, but not for this so much because you have the field split to search for this anyway. So there you go, that's my spell lineup. Smith trap lineup, I don't have a lot of traps, I only have 2. I have 1 Infinite Impermanence, and then 1 Manadome Reframing. This counter trap is searchable by Manadome Obsession. So this spell card, it negates the activation of any spell, trap, effect, monster for as long as you control a synchro monster, which is your combo. And in the graveyard, you can banish it and then recycle 3 Manadome cards back to your deck. If you have a monster like Visa Starfrost or monster like Manadome Heart or Scarecrow Richeheart on your field and graveyard, you can also destroy the negated card. So once you have this, and for example you're Baron de Fleur, then it's really hard for your opponent to out that field because you have 2 negates. Not unless they have Lava Golem or Spear mode. So there you go, that's my trap lineup. Let's go with my extra deck, the most awaited part. I have 1 Baron de Fleur, which will be reprinted in Rarity Collection Quarter Century Edition. So, congratulations to all players who were deprived of Baron de Fleur. This is like one of your A synchro monster because it's a non-negate, one of the best level 10 synchros to date. Stardust Charge Warrior. Stardust Charge Warrior is a great synchro monster when you start to synchro climb. This pater is one of the newest synchro monster in Cyberstorm Access. It requires a dragon monster and a tuner monster. So Axel Synchro Stardust is a dragon monster that can help you synchro climb to this pater. That's the only route in this deck. Now, this is important because this can help you revive your banished Visa Starfrost when you summon your Vicious Astro. It's 3,500 attack. So it's almost a quarter of your opponent life points. I normally summon this on defense because it's the same stats anyway. But be careful and make sure that you're mindful if you're going first or second. Because I have an experience where I thought I was going first, so I summon everything in defense until I discovered that I'm going second. So you have to be careful in the positioning of your cards. Access Synchro Stardust. This is a generic synchro which I think you should get as many copies as you can right now. Just kidding. Because it can summon any level 2 or lower tuner monster, which is of course your Manadome monster like Meek and then Fearless. And then you can eventually summon Baron or this one. Right? So it's a must. Chaos Angel. Chaos Angel is a new synchro monster in Cyberstorm Access. So this is a very strong monster that can protect all of your monster from battle once you use Dark Monster as a material, or synchro monster by any activated effects of monster if you lose a light synchro material. Upon summon, this can also banish any pesky card. Target one card, banish it upon summon. And it's also huge, right? It's 3,500 attack points. The Ice Jade Adrian, right? I forgot the full name, but why Ice Jade in this one? Number one, it's level 10. How do I summon this? By having this. So if you start a combo with Manadome Meek, you will eventually land on Baron, this one, and this pater. That's huge, right? And this can single-handedly cover Kashtera matchup because this has an effect to prevent all of your monster from being banished by card effects and being destroyed by card effects. So that protects you from a possible Raigeki, Dark Hole, or any Kashtera Fenrir banish. And it's quick effect. Now, once you use this effect in response to an activation of a card or effect, you can also banish that same card activated on the field and in the graveyard. All same names. One copy of Scarecrow Lightheart. How do I summon this? It requires any Scarecrow monster or Visa Starfrost. So one Visa Starfrost is equivalent to this, which can search your field spell. So that's the combo. Sheep. Cross Sheep helps facilitate in your synchro summoning because once you summon a fusion in his link point, then you can revive one level for a lower monster in your graveyard. If you happen to have a synchro monster on the other link point, you can also use its effect to have your monsters gain 700 attack points. So make sure that you know where to place your monsters so you'll be able to take advantage of both effects. I know that this is forbidden in the TCG, and I feel that sooner or later this will also be in the limelight in OCG, but while it's here in OCG, I'll be able to use it, right? And in Master Duel. So Sprite Elf is just here for you to facilitate your Sprite combos. At the same time, you can also revive any Manadome tuner for your synchro summon. It also prevents your monster from being targeted for as long as you place them in the link points of Sprite Elf. This is a very broken card, that's why I feel that sooner or later this will leave the planet. Just kidding. IP Masquerena. IP Masquerena combos this one can bring out your generic link 4, link 3 monsters and protect them from being destroyed by card effects. So this is easy to make in Manadome once you get the ball rolling. Avermax, and then we have Appaloosa. Avermax, just in case that they start to attack you in your battle phase to destroy this monster, then you can proceed with either this or this one. Although most of the time, you would proceed with Appaloosa for more negate factor, because you can protect it anyway with Chaos Angel from battle. Gigantic Sprite. Most of the Manadome builds I saw doesn't have this, but I still feel there's a need because not all the time you will draw Visa Starfrost or your Manadome Heart. Sometimes you can just go with the Sprite combos, and this can also protect you from a possible Nibiru threat. I'm just flexing the ultimate. 2 copies. To be honest, it's very rare that I summon the second copy with its own method. But the second copy is necessary because there are times where your field is clogged, and the first copy can be used to summon this one as an additional material. Then this pater can revive the Visa Starfrost Banish and can eventually be used to summon the second copy for you to use to cross ship. I have it. This is my deck profile that won first place in ranking last weekend. Manadome Spright. If you have any suggestions, comments, feedback, don't forget to leave a comment below, and make sure that you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel and also follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, RespectYGOers for updates. And by the way, just want to share that we have partnered with one of the biggest UK stores, TCG stores, Spartacard Gaming. So make sure to check the link in the description and use the promo code RespectYGOers to get additional 5% discount when you purchase at their website. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.